So people, hello. I am here to show you some secret to add non-chord tones to your harmonies while you improvise so that they fit better. Of course, for some people that's not a secret, but I am very sure that this is an exclusive information that is not highlighted enough in many lessons that I had or that I still watch, for example, on YouTube or in books, etc. And that's very effective and practical. I would use that first of all as a rule for improvisation, but also as a rule for harmony. But it's true that if you just write compositions and that for many styles you can break this rule, so to say, but for improvisation is very good. So you heard a lot that there is 7 chords, 9 chords, and so on. Okay, so the first well-known dissonance, they are the 4th, the 7th, and the 9th. Okay, that you can resume as being a second. Okay, it doesn't matter which kind of 7th or 9th interval. And if you perceive the history of music, this history tells you also which is the best way to use this chord many times, and in which way or ear handle it with more convenience. Okay, so many times if you read, for example, in jazz notation, that a chord has many added tones, many times you will not know how to use these notes. You don't know the voicing of these notes. You don't know what is the upper part or the lower part of the chord. And the basic rule is that the more strange the added tone it is, so the more likely you want to have this tone at the upper part of your harmony, at the soprano part, for example. And if you have a common dissonance that happens all the time, and also in the music history, like the 7th, and or just the 9th, or just the 7th, or just the 4th, so these intervals you can have on the tenor or on the contralt. Okay, but if it's the case that your chord has only a 7th or only a 9th, maybe that's not a huge secret for you. There's many occasions for this. But if you want to really add more than this, and you have a really freedom to do this, and that's a very interesting topic in music. So you perceive that the more dissonant or strange the tone is, so the better it will sound in the upper part. Okay, that's the first point of view that you want to have. You are not forbidden to use these sounds in the lower part. Okay, but for you improvise this and you get intimacy with these sounds, that's the better tip that I can give for you. And for example, if you have a performance in public and you have some doubts, that will work. So for example, if you want a chord with a 7th and 9th, you will prefer this than this. Okay, here it's not a huge problem. You cannot perceive a huge difference. But if you add now a 3rd tone, for example, a tritonus to the root in C major, so you will prefer this and not this. Okay, and if you add one more tone, for example, a major 7th to the minor 7th, Okay, you have a chord with minor and major seventh and the ninth and the tritonus. Then you want the most dissonant interval on the upper part. Okay, and so you can go further, yeah. And you do the voicing as you want. Okay, so the interesting thing is that it is very based on the fundament of the harmonics. Okay, that you have the dissonance, or the more colored tones, I would say, coming always on the higher register. Okay, then after you get used with these sounds, for example, then you will try to improve this rule to a more complex situation. If you are writing music, and you can have a totally inverted chord where the strangest tone is on the bass, and the more consonant tones of the chord, they are on the upper part. Okay. So the tip is that you have this sequence that is also it's at the same time a historical genealogy of how you hear and you perceive these phenomena, and also a topic, so to say, genealogy based on the sound spectrum from low to high. That's important rule for improvisation, because if you want to do more colored harmonies, but you want also to be sure that they work, you need to have some kind of basic thought leading what you do. And of course, these tones you can resolve them at any time. So for example, okay, so that was an example. If you want a more a deep dive into it, book a lesson with me, and also I can show the keyboard, and I can go in more in detail what are the chords of I am playing, because then I put another camera here above the piano, and you have also my access to my screen recording. Okay, so see you next time.